A snare holds them tight. A trap grabs them by the heel. They fall without a fight. They fall without a fight. But you have given me two wings to soar among the heavenly beings. Your brightness is my shield around that keeps me high above the ground. I fly among the waves. No wonder I am full of praise. No wonder I am full of praise. God has made a mockery of all other gods. He stands firm angrily with his staff and rod, with his staff and rod. But you have given me two wings to soar among the heavenly beings. Your brightness is my shield around that keeps me high above the ground. I fly among the waves.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another blistering day in Kansas City and all around our nation.
Yes.
How you doing today, Kathy?
I'm doing very good, and I'm trying to keep cool.
Yeah. You know, we're going to talk about some good God things today, but boy, it's another week with so many things in our nation. Like we got a prayer request last night for people for the tsunami.
Yes.
We got a prayer request for that, and then still violence in our country. I can't remember how many times. I think at least 2 shootings and a family that were murdered, and you know, so this is a time to really continue to pray and not give up, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But continue to pray for our nation, because there's so much increase of evil that's on the news. I mean, it's obvious it's evil. New York City shooting, but there's also a lot of good news, I think, happening. I saw today that everybody's talking about the tariffs and how, you know, one side says it's good, the other says it's terrible, and the country's going to fall apart. And then I saw where it might be possible that President Trump might issue that people get a $2,500 check once the tariff all money comes in.
Yeah,
That'll probably change the
family
tune.
will get blessed.
That might change the tune a little
Somebody's
bit.
tune may change.
Yeah. Beth's coming on, and other friends are coming on, Kathy. But I thought we're going to talk about not giving up. But first, I thought, you know, you've heard people say they had a God moment, you know, or something like that. Well, I had a God moment or whatever. And we were talking what we had the last couple of days. We had 3 Stooges moments, more than one, right? So I thought I'd just share as an example, getting ready for some scriptures.
Okay.
So,
okay.
okay. So what happened was we opened up the cabinet. No, we saw water on our floor on the other side of our island, you know, in our kitchen.
Yes.
We opened up the cabinets, and there was water, and looked like there was dripping. And we thought, oh, it's down here, and it's running down there. So I fixed that, and got that, and I thought, there, we got it.
Yes.
But then we realized that the big old kitchen faucet thing, it was leaking, and it was dripping down, and was probably the biggest problem. And so you couldn't get it to shut off because I know inside there's that little valve thing kind of that does that, you know. And so I thought, well, we have underneath the sink other shut-off valves,
All
right?
kinds
And that's
of
what you're
little-
supposed to do.
Okay.
You shut it off underneath
Yes.
the sink. Now you can work on the faucet. Okay, so we do it. We turn under the sink to turn them off, and they don't work. The water keeps coming. And like, oh, I thought they felt a little bad, and one of our friends who works plumbing said, there's something wrong with this under here. So anyway, so we can't
And
turn
I
the water.
started saying there's something wrong
So
under here.
so I had to turn the water off on the entire house, right?
Yes.
And so I take the cover off and get the little plunger turn on and off thing, which is simple. You just put another one in and that. And I looked for it online, and it said it has Lowe's, it's got it at Home Depot, it's got it at Ace Hardware. And what night was this? That was Monday.
So much has happened.
I
Was
think it
that
was
just
Monday.
Monday
Yeah,
night?
Monday. Monday afternoon, Monday night, Monday evening.
Monday evening.
Because it
you-
was getting
you ran
late.
to- yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
But anyway, I went to Lowe's, They didn't have it. They had every other brand but that one. They sell that brand, which I'll just say it was Moen, but they sell that brand, but they had no parts.
Yeah.
So I go to Home Depot, and in the meantime, you call Ace Hardware, and it's a few minutes before closing, but they won't answer their phone. So because they said they had it, and then went to Home Depot, they said they had it. Go in, they don't have it either.
It's false
So,
advertising.
yeah. So now what do we
Yeah.
do? We're at home, and the water's shut off, and the plunger's out.
We had to rough it.
And the water was getting on the floor and all that. So I decided, well, I could take the little on-off plunger thing, that inside the handle goes up, but there's a thing inside, and look at it. And maybe sometimes there's a rubber thing or something that's just gotten hardened, and you can
Right.
soften them up and all that.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I think I can pop the cap off of this
Mhm.
and do it, and I did. But when I began to put it back on, I don't think you're supposed to take them off. It went on, but it didn't snap quite enough, which means now it's going to probably leak worse. But, well, it was already leaking, but it's not going to work.
Right.
So what do we do if we can't shut off the water to that thing? The only choice is to shut off the water to the house, right?
Correct.
So there we go. So I took it out and did it, and eventually I played enough and thought, there, I think I have it, but it cracked. And now it's the middle of the night. Now, I mean, everything's closed. And we considered a Walmart at Liberty. I'd go and buy a new part or whatever, but no.
Yeah.
Well, so we went to bed with the water off, right? And so I dozed for just a little while, and I couldn't handle it. And I got up, and I thought,
Yeah.
well, the old one is still in there. It doesn't have the plunger in it, but there's all the plumbing and for the old one. So I thought, I'll get up and take that off now. So in the morning, I can go get we'll just buy a new kit, new faucet.
And I was peacefully sleeping through
Yeah.
all this thought
So-
process.
So when I got there then, and I was going to take it off, it's not that hard. I've done them before at other places. But when they put that island in and a new countertop on, they redid all the plumbing. So now when you get there, you think, oh, you just unscrew the thing and take, it's not that hard.
That's how it should be.
You can't get your hands up in there.
Right.
And you can't hardly get a tool up in there. And it's got this real long thing. You got to unscrew it, like that. And I couldn't get my hands up in there. And I don't have the kind of tools you need to do it. But I thought I almost got to where I didn't think I could. I stuck with it. We pulled the whole thing out, right? And
Oh, yes.
Lowe's opened at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I got
Yes.
up and got sure. Well, I didn't get up. I never went to sleep. I slept for about an hour or so, and then I'm doing plumbing and waiting for them to open. So
Oh,
they
honey.
open, and I
Yeah,
go to
that's
Lowe's,
true. Mhm.
and I try to decide which one. Decided I get you this fancy one where you just got to wave your hand like that, and the water
Yeah,
comes on.
touchless.
Yeah, and I thought, well, that's good. We might as well get the best one they have, or at least that kind. So we do. We come back and I put it in as best I could.
Right.
But you were still resting because it was early in the morning, and the thing flopped over like that because I couldn't. I needed somebody to hold it at the top, and but I thought, well, you could go ahead and get water. So so I went ahead, and since I'd taken it off,
Yeah.
and the pipes were clear of water
Yes, they
now,
were.
so they were stopped dripping, and so I hooked it all up, and I did it electric everywhere, and
Yeah.
the light shone. I did, oh, look at that. But it's all over because I need some help to do it. Okay, so then when you get up, we had to work,
Yes.
and so it was 3 or 4 in the afternoon when we finally start even thinking about it,
Yes.
or later maybe it was more closer to 6. But anyway, so we go and we're gonna
Yeah.
tighten. All we got to
thought,
do is tighten
"Yippee,
it up.
Just tighten this thing up.
And so I do. I do tighten it up. And wait, I should say, when it was leaning over like that, though, it worked perfectly,
I
right?
gotta have some
No,
water.
It worked perfectly. So then
Yeah.
we tighten it up, and it won't work. Wave your hand, no water,
Yep.
no light, no nothing.
Nothing.
And I said, how could this be? We just used it. So I tracked it down and found out it was weak electronically. And so what I did, the wires were not very good in
Yeah.
the original thing. So what I did, I cut it, and you went and did something else. So I cut it, and there was like 4 or 5 wires, spliced them back, taped it up, put it in there. That'll work, right? So we put the whole thing again up there. We tighten the whole thing down. It looks perfect, and it lit up and everything. And then we found out there's a part missing. So it's still flopped over like that, and there's a part. Where'd it go? What happened?
Yes,
Was
the
it not there in the first place?
Yeah, and I mean, it was right there, and then
I
it
think.
wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what happened to it. So now I say, well, maybe I can go get the old one off the other one and do it. I try that. It doesn't fit. And
I'm going to say the devil done that part.
Yeah,
stealing that last piece.
yeah. So now what time is it then? It's like 8 o'clock at night, and we discuss it, and we decide, let's just go get another one. This one's got faulty wiring. It doesn't. She said, just go find another piece.
Just go.
But I said, how will I even know? I got to take the
No.
whole thing out and take it in there because I don't know what
Right.
size it is. So I go and buy another one, and it was really. I've been down to Lowe's so many times on this. I walk in and said, "Oh, hello, Mr. Gray. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I know I've been here a lot on faucets because I was trying to buy those screws, remember, and other
Yes,
stuff."
I remember all that.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, so we get back,
Yes.
and now we have to take the
Steve
old one
Gray.
out again, and it's it's got electronics, batteries, everything. We scrapped the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everything's good. The water's off. Of course, it's not just off there. It's off everywhere in the house because of those things don't work. And so we put that one in, right?
Yes.
And it was much simpler. This time though, I removed all those gut pipes, the ones you could remove to give me a little more
Yes.
room. It was still really hard. And you held it up there.
Yeah.
And
I'm so proud of myself. I didn't know. I can feel my muscles today.
Yeah.
'Cause look.
So the only problem is when we took the other one old off,
Yeah.
the hot water one, I
Yes.
started to take it off because I got to get rid of the old one, and it's spurting water.
Mm-hmm.
I go, oh no. So I thought, well, it's not too much. Let's leave that one. We'll put the whole new one in, and at the last moment, then we'll pull that off and we'll put the new one on, and that'll be it. And the new one was real stiff and hard to move. So we do the whole thing, right?
Yes.
And then, so now I've only slept like 3 hours in 24 hours because I've taken took the first one off, put a new one on,
Yeah.
took that one off, and now went and bought another one. So it's 4 times I've been through this, and it's really hard to get
It's
to
really hard, and you have to lay a certain very uncomfortable way
on
in-
my back and
under
it's
that.
cutting
Oh, I
in my
can't
hands. It's cramped.
Imagine.
Okay, so when we get the final new one,
Mm-hmm.
it is a different way of doing it. And you remember I said,
Yeah.
and it's just different. And you heard me say, I don't know if I don't know
Steve
if I can
Gray.
get this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get this.
I know, and I don't ever hear you say that.
Yeah, because I thought, but then, I did pray, and I got it. We tightened it down.
Okay,
We're all
yeah.
as good as can be, anyway. And so there's the plan. We'll pull the old one off, and this new one that's up there now, which is really stiff and hard, and we'll get a little water because it's dripping. It's spraying a little water. So I get Kathy. I said, get the shop vac. And while I said, remember how the dentist puts that thing in your mouth to get all your spit out?
Yeah.
So that's who you're going to be. Put that thing up there, and when I unscrew
Yeah.
it and it starts spitting water out,
Yeah.
it'll get collected, and then I can screw the other one down, and we got it.
Yeah, I
this time.
felt wow. I'm a dental hygienist
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
It's a good plan.
It was a very good
If we could have
plan.
if those other valves had worked, we would have never had this problem. But anyway, so we got it all together. Everything's good, and. All right, 1, 2, 3. You got the thing going? Yes. 1, 2, 3. So I'm unscrewing it
And I've
as
got-
fast as I
I
can,
got a thing
Yeah.
in there.
and I do it as fast as I can, and it's starting to leak, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, pop! A fire hydrant of water came out,
Yes.
and it's spraying in my face. Like a fire hydrant, right? I mean, it's that kind of force. And then all of a sudden, she said, "Oh no, the water!" I said, "Wait,
no.
it's worse. It's hot water, and it's hot as hot could be, and it's spraying on me."
Right in the face, and I've got that thing, and it's useless.
It was
that
useless,
little
and I mean,
nozzle.
water's going everywhere. It's like Niagara Falls over the right. And so I rushed downstairs. Let me see if I can find something to turn off something.
And I'm yelling, hurry, hurry.
And I went down. There was nothing. There was nothing. There was a thing. I thought maybe the hot water heater. Nothing. And then all of a sudden you yell, "It quit!" And it ran out of water. So it must have been
Just
in the pipes.
Just in the pipes. That's a lot of
Whoa.
hot water.
Yes.
I said, you must have drained the hot water
Yeah.
heater.
So now we have a flood We had our own tsunami,
Yes, we did.
but I got it down, and it looks beautiful now.
Yeah.
But water is everywhere.
yes.
Fortunately, we have a little shop back, and
A big shop back.
and
So we were shop
Van
back.
DeHaven gave me one for my Father's Day, a bigger one. We got them out, and we had to shop back and shop back and shop back and shop back and shop back, and now we're done, right?
Well,
So we said, let's turn on the water. We're ready. So I go down and I turn on the water, and everything looks good. And all of a sudden, pop! One of the connector things popped, and now water's going everywhere again. Not as bad. I shut it off again. Why? There was a blue clip,
yeah.
and it was gone.
I know, and it was right there with the black ones.
Yeah.
That was that little devil demon thing again.
So I went out to the garage, found the
Wasn't
old
me
one,
this
dug
time.
through the old one, and found a blue clip, put it together, clipped it in, put it on, and now we have we have two beautiful faucets. One's in a box because we're gonna get rid of
Have
that
to deal
one
with that one.
because it had bad. And anyway, take it back or something. But now you like this one
And
a
I
lot.
like this one a lot better. It's got more bulk, substance to it, but it also works better. And it has the 3 ways of spraying the water. That other one didn't.
Right. So we're talking
I
starting
love it.
Monday, and we finished last night at 11 o'clock Tuesday, and I only had 4 hours sleep because it took so many times to do it. Now, one
Yeah,
of the things while I'm doing it is Kathy's cheering me on, like, you should have called a plumber, or you should have got a friend, should have got a plumber. I
You
said,
have
"No."
a friend who knows how to plumb.
I know. We more than one.
Well, yes.
Several. But and when I
but-
got done, I
yes.
turned the water. It worked,
Yes.
and I yelled to you, "The triumph of victory!" And you said, "I'm never doing this again." You're not ever.
I got firm and I did threaten you. And I don't
But
talk
now,
that
with
firm.
time left,
You're not going to let I had
okay.
to threaten
But
my husband
when I was done,
to never do
look,
this again.
I didn't give
I
up.
did.
So
He never quit. He never gives up.
Yes, and so it was don't quit.
Don't quit.
We're talking today. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
And
And you don't give up.
I kept going. I said, I can get this.
Yeah,
We're
you
going to
can
get
do
this.
it.
We're going to get this.
Yeah.
And also the feeling of doing something,
Mhm.
even though it was Three Stooges in the face water, like when they were
It
trying to
was.
be plumbers. But most of it
was.
wasn't. But most of it wasn't my fault.
No, it wasn't.
If those valves had worked, it would have worked perfectly.
Yeah.
If they hadn't have piped it all strangely
Crazy.
the second time after they put the new top on,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize when I started and I broke the
And you
thing.
didn't give up.
Well, I didn't break it; it cracked. But anyway, I didn't know I couldn't get my hands up
No.
there. I didn't know I didn't have the right tools. I didn't know those things. So I had to. I actually made tools, didn't I? I
You
invented.
did.
I invented tools.
Yes.
I taped things, got things, piped things,
you
used
did.
things, and anyway.
I was impressed, really, actually.
So now we have a funny story, and we have a good scripture. Don't give up. And so I made every effort. I
Right.
did everything, and it came close. Like I
Yeah.
thought, what do I do here? Where we just shut off the water now and wait, or what? But I think I can do it if I just keep going. And it was very hard for the many times, but you just couldn't get to stuff. you know.
yeah.
Okay, so I took that as a scripture, and I began to think about it. How many people, though, don't have that, and the Bible is full of effort. Make every effort. I made every effort. If I had to put up the white flag and say I give up, I surrender, I would have if I finally had to,
Right.
because if sometimes it's like that.
Sure.
But I didn't want to, and I knew
Yeah.
we could do this, and we 4 times we did it. I'm pretty good at it now. So-
And you rubbed off on me because I purposed from the beginning, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to say quit now. And I never did. Though once in a while I would say, maybe call in one of your friends, but really even you rubbed off on me.
Yeah, good. That's good. And I
You
want
rubbed
to rub
off
off
on me.
Okay, listen to this then. For this very reason, Peter said in First Peter, for this very reason, make every effort to add to your faith goodness, knowledge. Make every effort.
Mhm.
Okay? Hebrews, let us therefore make every effort to enter into that rest.
Yeah.
And that was there is a. Look, Sally's
Hi,
with us
Sally
today, and
from-
Kenda and Beth
From
and the others.
Coventry,
Yeah.
England.
Yes.
Hi, Sally. I love you. I miss you.
By the way, Sally, there's talk between Kathy and I of a trip, so
Pray us in.
We're trying to get all the circumstances, situations, and everything in order so we can maybe head that way.
Mm-hmm.
Make every effort to Sabbath rest. Hebrews 12, make every effort to live in peace with everyone and to be holy. Every effort to live in peace, every effort to be holy. I'm not going to read all these because there's too many. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit. Make every effort to enter through the narrow door. So you get the point.
Yeah, every
So-
effort.
The Bible's full of keep going, make every effort. And so I'm realizing that a lot of people don't have that. But I started, you're doing a study on me a little bit, that when we first started the ministry, we didn't have any transportation but so we did vans, and there were 10 of us, so we traveled in cars and vans because we did the best we could. We were getting invitations, but we
Yeah.
didn't have transportation. So then we had some friends who loaned us a school bus, and old school bus, a little tiny one, like the wheels on the bus. It's that size of bus in cartoons. But anyway, and a trailer hitch, when a U-Haul trailer, all the stuff's in it. We're heading to Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
We're going down the interstate, and all of a sudden we're all crammed in this bus. It's small, and something doesn't feel right. I look out the window, and we're driving down the highway like this, and the trailer broke off and is going like that, and it crashed into the Oklahoma red dirt, on the highway. Equipment went everywhere, didn't it? On the highway, off the highway, cars were stopped. People were getting out. Are you okay? I said, yeah, we're fine. 'Cause it was just the trailer. But the trailer is worse than the Beverly Hillbillies. I mean, it is, but it's flat. It's got the flatbed, but the sides are gone and all. So we figure out a way to put all the equipment on there and strap it down, tie it
Yeah.
down, do the best we can, and try to get to our destination where we're supposed to minister. We got there late, right?
Yeah.
But we set up anyway. They were polite. They gave us an hour to get set up. We were late, and then another hour, but they were all polite. The dirt was in it. It was covered with dirt, but we turned it all on and started, and everything worked.
Yes, it
But
did.
you remember
thank
the
God.
bass was pounding like that in these speakers, and dirt was coming out with the bass off.
Yeah, the red dirt
Yeah.
was flying.
And we had red dirt on our clothes.
We couldn't get it off us.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, then, when I'm standing on the highway
Mm-hmm.
and it's covered with, all of a sudden, out of my mouth, I said, in 30 days, we're going to buy, God's going to give us, or not give, but pay, we're going to buy a Greyhound bus. We didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Our equipment's everywhere. I didn't know what I was saying. It just came out of me. 30 days. And you know what happened?
Yeah.
30 days to the day.
To the day.
Tom Trout was in St. Louis buying a Greyhound bus.
Yes.
We raised money. People gave money. We prayed money. We did.
It was miraculous.
Yeah, except we still had to not give up. He calls me and he says, "Oh, I got a problem here. The bus, we got enough money for the bus, but it doesn't come with tires. So how can I get my 30-day mark and get it down here?"
Was it crazy?
And that's when our friend Kent McSpadden, who is in our church now, but we knew him way back,
Yeah.
found us praying in a bank parking lot.
Yeah, you and I were there.
I think it was a
sitting in the
Saturday.
car.
The bank
was a
wasn't open.
Saturday. Yeah.
When we're sitting there praying, he pulls up and says, "God's speaking to me," and that, and hands us a check.
Father, it was so
And I
wonderful.
contact Tom. I said, "Go ahead and tell him we've got the money. We'll get it in." And he drove home that night to the day, the 30th day, and we had that bus. So,
Don't give up.
yeah. So we do that. I'm going
Yeah.
to keep the story a little shorter now, but we do that.
Yeah.
We get our ministry going. We get invitations. The bus then had a problem that they missed a hose, and we didn't have it very long, but it was all good.
Yeah.
A mechanic came and did an overhaul on it. Remember, rebuilt.
Oh,
We spent the money and rebuilt the motor.
Yeah.
We're so happy. We're on our way to Montana, and in Quinter, Kansas, on I-70, the thing starts smoking, and we just had it redone.
I need a
Starts-
Kleenex, sorry.
It starts smoking, right? And
Yeah,
stop, and we
yes.
can't drive it, and we're stopped on the highway,
Yeah.
I-70, and what do we do now? We
Yeah.
open it up, we do it, and we found out that the one hose, everything's rebuilt. The one hose, though, from the radiator to the motor, whatever, a big round one, they forgot to replace.
Yeah.
And, of course, it burst. Now we're on the highway. The engine has burned up a second time. Well, it's burned up because of the heat. They also didn't hook up the warning lights, the mechanic,
Right.
the warning lights. Well, it's all irrelevant when you're on the highway, and we didn't have the money to do it. They had one, the Quinter Hotel. It's still there, I
The
think.
Q Hotel
Q Hotel.
in Quinter.
Yeah. So the girls all went and rented one room, and the guys, we stayed on the bus on the highway, not knowing. Now, what do we do, Kathy?
Yeah.
Our friends, so in our in Sedalia, we let people know here's where we are, and we would like some help. If you'd like to help, whatever. We're praying. I'm praying. I'm the one on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm calling everywhere
Yeah.
in the world, and then I get some calls, and guess what they said?
What?
Maybe this is God telling you that you shouldn't have gone to the ministry. You shouldn't have bought the bus. You shouldn't have started a music group. You shouldn't. Might be a sign from God that it's not. And you know what? I just plugged my ears.
Yeah.
I said, no, sir. No, sir. When it's God's will, and this is all I want to say today, when it's God's will, the circumstances don't matter. The battle doesn't matter. Your feelings don't matter. How tired you are doesn't matter.
Right.
None of it matters. And
No.
that's my lesson that I started to
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
And I said, no, sir.
Yeah.
This is what we're supposed to do. And this is what we're going to do. And the fact that this blew up and this guy made a mistake and did all that, or we're doing the plumbing and somehow a piece is missing, it's
You don't give
irrelevant.
up.
I went to Richard Roberts when we were thinking about coming to Kansas City, and I told him about it, and he looked at me right there where I was in his office, and he looked at me and he said, Steve, if it's God's will, then you got to do it. Nothing else matters. He had the same thing. But anyway, so I'll get out of the story so I don't go too long today. So there we are.
There we
I'm in the motel room using that phone,
Yeah.
and I'm calling around, and the funny part, Kathy had an old boyfriend whose dad was a diesel mechanic company, and
Yeah, he ran it.
he owned
it was
it
a big, huge one.
in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you made the appeal to him, but I think Van might have. We called somebody. We didn't call him, Richard, but we called that company and let him know. But anyway,
I don't remember.
we set something up, and your brother-in-law, Van,
Yeah.
went and got parts
Yeah.
and drove him out to the Q Hotel.
Yeah.
And the mechanic then loaded up his truck and came out,
Mhm.
and right there on the highway,
Mhm.
we had the thing rebuilt again,
Mhm.
and we got people to help, to say, yes, we want to see this happen, right?
Yes.
And then later, though, he decided it wasn't all his fault, and he didn't want to pay for it. We thought, well, you didn't do it right. You should take care of this. And it was another $5,000 or $6,000,
Mhm.
and we didn't have that. But we were up and running. The thing ran, we're on our way to Montana, but then it's going to come bill time. And he didn't want to, he wanted us to pay the whole thing. Don't give up. But you know what I
Don't
did?
give
I
up.
finally made a deal with him. I said, I'll tell you what, you pay half and I'll pay half.
Yeah.
I didn't have the half, but I was going to get the half.
That's right.
So the money we got for offerings in Montana went to pay for the engine twice. Twice. Well, I paid for one engine and a half. But never once,
Never
Kathy,
once.
did I ever question.
No, you didn't.
Never did I question.
No.
When we came to Kansas City and we were supposed to get that building and this building and that
Right.
building, never once
No.
did I give up.
No.
When it's God's will, the circumstances don't matter. Your feelings don't matter. The cost doesn't matter. The time, it might take longer, doesn't matter. When it's God's will,
You do it.
yeah, you do it. You're just a player in this. The will of God needs to get done. And so that's the blessing of knowing. Get your mind transformed. We don't give up. We keep moving forward in our faith.
Yeah.
And then we'll know, be transformed. We'll know what the perfect will,
Right.
the will of God is. We'll know what the
Yes,
will of
we
God
will.
is. And so
Don't give up.
is there ever a time when people are going the wrong direction? What do then? You seek counsel with experienced people like us who have been through all this, and we say, don't give up. Or we say, maybe you missed a turn here. Maybe it's not time. But never would we ever speak anybody. If they thought it was God's will, then that's what you do, and it doesn't matter how hard it is. And we've been through many, many stories. But that's what I want to talk about. Started off with when I'm doing the plumbing, I'm thinking, don't give up. But I don't have to say don't give up. I just am
That's
that.
who you are.
That's just who I am. And it would have to get right. We're at the edge of the cliff, going to fall over before I would ever change my mind. And but I got plenty of scriptures here. Make every effort
Make
to
every
be what you're supposed to be, to do what you're supposed to do. And by the way, one last word. I'm going longer today. But when we talk about the will of God, you asked me about this the other day, to know what the will of God is. And I said, most people make the mistake. They say, should I start a bus ministry? Should I move to South America and start a ministry? Should I marry this person? Should I get a job here? Should I go into the full-time ministry? Should I quit the full? And I said, that's not the will of God. Everybody knows the will of God. People say, I don't know what God. Yes, you do. Because the will of God is not what you do outward. The will of God is to be holy inside, to be set apart, to not be unequally yoked, to have the loving spirit, the spirit of the unity, no unforgiveness. It's all right here.
Yeah,
That's the will of God, is us.
us.
Then what we do flows out of,
Yeah.
don't give up on what God's making you to be. Then it flows out and goes from there. And now we still have to have that same determination, but we've done the will of God in us,
Right.
which flows out. If all you do is, if you're not in the will of God here, if your character's not there, you have unforgiveness or whatever, and you go to South America to work with the Quechua Indians that we met one time, you're out of the will of God. Doesn't matter if you're teaching them the Bible. You're out of the will of God, because the will of God is you, in you, in you. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, then you know what the will of God is. So anyway, that's my speech. We went a little longer, but look at all our good friends there, Vanita's and Kenda. Oh, we already said Sally and others. So glad to have you, and hope this is helpful to just keep you going in the will of God, and to not give up, and to know that the will of God first starts with the inner man and flows to the outer man or woman in your case.
Thank you.
So anyway, we have a nice new and faucet that Kathy loves, and the water
Yes,
is on.
I love it.